Dude, you know what I've realized? I've realized that if I don't have a project to work on or a goal to work on, I just get really depressed and like it
Okay.
was really tough. I mean like I was still kind of like after the Fallaways, I was still kind of like slowly working towards this, but
Okay.
it was just such like a slow process that I don't know, it kind of put me in a shitty place for a while if I'm being honest, but yeah, I've just been trying to keep busy. Like for a while, I was working. I manage a warehouse for like an audiovisual company.
Okay.
And then for a while, I was doing that from like 7 to 3:30, and then I'd drive to a different warehouse from 4 to 9 o'clock, 5 days a
Oh
week.
shit.
And then usually one day
Wow.
a weekend, I would also work another 8 hour shift or something. So I was doing like crazy hours, but yeah, I burnt myself out pretty hard doing that. So lesson learned. Too much can
Okay.
definitely be too much.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I've found a nice balance. I've been playing bass for another band.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, which has been really fun actually. They're called Car Thief. Super great guys, and like bass is not never something that I even considered playing. But basically, I had a jam with them on New Year's or with a couple of the guys, and I hadn't jammed with musicians or like another band or whatever for so long that I was
Right.
just like, man, if you guys like I don't know, made me feel alive again in a way. So I was like, if you guys need somebody to like play bass, like I'll figure it out. Like I just need a
Okay.
bass to borrow or whatever. But no, so I've been doing that for a while, and they're super awesome. They kind of got like a fiddler vibe.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Sick.
I
Yeah. I
uh
like that a lot.
I actually sent the one song they have on Spotify to Zach the other day.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know if he's gonna check it out, but I certainly hope he does because super cool, like surf punk vibes. But yeah, I'll be doing a little bit of cross contaminating platform promotion. I think either way to help them out because yeah, like I said, they're super great guys. They work hard and yeah, I mean they kind of got me back to being stoked on life in a way too because I wasn't I was living by myself and without the project kind of flourishing yet, like Koster, it was
Yeah.
there really wasn't much going on. So yeah, they kind of got me back on like a good path, which has been rad for
That's
sure.
good. That's good. So you're out of the fallaway house. Is everyone out of there, or like
Yeah,
what
Fallaway
happened to the
Fallaway
house?
House is done. It was a it was a pretty wild exit, honestly.
Yeah.
Basically all the boys bailed on me. But I mean, I have no hard feelings towards them about it. Like life life moves at different paces for different people, and
Right.
I'm never going to hold that against anybody. I wish them all the best.
Right.
um Obviously, emotions got involved and stuff like that, but when you put your life into something, that's just what's going to happen. But yeah, they all kind of moved on into different directions. I think two of them joined a band called Collision Course here in Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Devin moved back home and he's going to school or something like that. But yeah, it was a pretty abrupt ending, which was I think the hardest thing to swallow. But at the same time, I needed that. I needed to be humbled a little bit. We'd lived in
Mm-hmm.
that band house for way too long. I
Yeah.
think whether the band was going to continue or not, I think that band house was going to dissolve rather quickly. But
Right.
but when COVID happened, it basically just threw us in, like kept us in that house for another like year and a half without shows or anything. And we weren't really, I mean, we were still practicing, but there's nothing really to practice for other than when we went to Toronto to work with Cohen or whatever, right?
Right.
So yeah, and I mean when you're living with somebody or living with people and then practicing with them a lot and like I don't know if you've ever had roommates, but like
Yeah, dude.
it's
Yeah.
it's
I.
tough. It's tough for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um
I stopped having roommates about 6 years ago and lived on my own. And I was just like, how did I
it's
have roommates
crazy.
before?
It's
Yeah.
crazy because like just little things, turn into big
Oh
things
my
when they
god. Yeah.
shouldn't, and it's nothing, not even anything personal towards anybody. It's just like things, things add up, and it is what it is.
Totally.
Life adds up, but yeah, man. At the end of the day, I think it's really good that it kind of happened. I mean, it sucks. It sucks that it happened because I love those boys and I wanted to do it with them. But at the same time, when you move at a faster pace, like I was always grinding so hard. I was like, I'm here in the band house, like doing band stuff. So I was always putting
Hmm.
so much work into it, and then it almost created like a dissonance between us because they didn't want to put as much into that, which is totally like understandable.
Right.
I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm kind of fucked. I'm like broken in that sense. I'm just like this is all I got, which is like
Well,
but it
dude, when you came to Toronto and we were chatting, like you made it very clear, like you want music to be your thing, right? And you were
exactly,
just
yeah,
like,
man.
I
And
need this to
I,
work.
I need it to
So
work. And what I've realized, even just since launching Koster, is, like all the bullshit's just tossed to the side now. Like I'm moving forward and I'm just so much happier and content. I
yeah,
can move at my own pace. I've got a great team behind me. Like I got Leon and Greg, my managers from Bandwagon. I got Cone that I work with. Like Cone and I have been working on a lot of music. A lot of music. It's honestly, I feel like it's everything that I've worked towards and everything that I've learned, and it's just channeling it into that. And it's like I've if there's one thing that I've really, really, really honed in on over the last 6 months to a year, it's been songwriting. Like the songs, every song just keeps getting better and better and better. And man, I don't have a reason to get up in the morning if I don't have like music to work towards. That's like it's become apparent to me. And I don't know if that's healthy, but that's just the way that I'm wired. And I wanna be able to help people with my message through my struggles because I've gone through a lot in terms of just addiction and all that crap. Music's a roller coaster. The music life, especially in today's industry with social media and stuff like that, it is such a roller coaster. And I just want to let people know that they're not alone in this, and just in life in general, especially in like COVID. Like it's just so up and down lately. I feel like the general majority of the population has been going through some interesting stuff over the last couple of years. And yeah, I just want to channel what I'm feeling into my music to hopefully, connect people together while we're having a good time at the same time.
is the fact that you're like a solo artist now essentially, is that changing the style that of music you were doing before? Is it allowing you to like kind of dip your toes into a bunch of different things?
It is allowing me to dip my toes into a bunch of different things, I think. And I'm not, because even when I was doing the Fallaways, I was definitely the primary songwriter. And that's kind of my songwriting style. But I feel as a musician, you naturally grow and you evolve. Unless you're Blink 182 and you're doing the same thing when you're almost 50.
Yeah.
No offense. But yeah, I think I'm ready to throw some of that more vulnerable stuff out there. And I've been doing a lot of like acoustic stuff. Not to say that I'm not gonna, play the downright bangers because I've been writing a lot of that stuff too. But it is kind of nice having my own thing that I can now start from ground up and basically build it how I want. Because
Hmm.
I don't know, there's so many bands these days that like Highly Suspect is a great example. Their last album, MCID. There's so many different genres on it. There's like, I think they did a song with Gojira on it. They did a song with
Yeah.
Nothing But Thieves. Johnny did a song with Young Thug, I think. But it's just
Yeah.
it's all over the place, which is kind of cool. And they're a super successful band, one of my favorite bands in the world. But I don't think there's that. We're not in the '80s anymore where you have one sound, which is really cool. I think that's
Hmm.
you can connect with more people that way, and however the message comes out, that's how it lands. And I think that's really a cool aspect of it, and an avenue that I'm stoked to explore because I don't have to just, obviously I still have my punk roots, and most of the songs have that, and then I
Hmm.
also have like my '90s kind of alt vibe roots, and most of it is like in that area. But I mean, I even did a feature for one of my buddies' EDM projects recently, like a vocal feature, which was like right out of my zone.
Yeah.
But it turned out really cool, and yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to doing more things like that, experimenting, dipping into other genres, featuring on other tracks. You know, just
Yeah.
whatever I can do, kind of get my toes in the water. I'm not against it.
Yeah. What's your buddy's? Let's give your buddy a shout out.
So his project, it's him and his girlfriend. They're called the Arcturians. Super talented. They've worked with like on Steve Aoki's label. I think they're doing some stuff on Pig right now. I don't know if I am allowed to say any of this, but whatever.
Okay.
You can keep it in there. Fuck it. Super talented. I went to college with him, and he was always kind of like the guy that was just a step ahead of everybody. But yeah, I sent him one of the slower songs I did, and he really liked the vibe. And then he was like, "Do you want to do a vocal feature on one of these tracks?" Like on one of the songs he was working on. And yeah, I sent him some stuff. They kind of used what they liked, sent it back to me, and
Yeah.
then refined it a bit. And way out of my like general area of expertise, but it turned out really cool. And essentially, um, so his girlfriend does the vocals mainly for the project.
Right.
So it's kind of like a duo in a sense. But yeah, it turned out really, really cool. And I think he's still working on the track. Who knows if it's ever
Okay.
going to get released. But if it does, it's, it's a cool thing to have under my belt, because it's something that when I started doing music, I never thought I would ever be a good enough singer, I guess,
Right.
to do something like that. But to all you people out there who think you don't have talent, it's hard work. It's not talent. It's
Yeah.
seriously, it's hard work. That's what it comes down to. Persistence and hard work.
Right.
And the talent comes along with it.
Yeah, man, that's fucking sick. That's so exciting. Cool. Yeah. Well, hopefully that get released so we can hear it
It's
one
funny
day. That'd
because
be sweet.
when we first started the track, they basically kind of like had it finished, and then he messaged me like a month or two later, and he's like, "Yo, like I completely redid the instrumental. Like he kept the vocals the same, but like a total different vibe on the instrumental."
Okay.
And yeah, it was even cooler. And I was like, "Wow!" Like I don't know, it kind of blew my mind that he took a total different angle from it, but the vocals still just sat in there beautifully.
That's sick.
I'm very excited to see how that turns out for sure.
Cool. Well, yeah. Hopefully that comes out, man.
One
Okay,
day.
so walk me through now that you're a one man band.
Yep.
What is the writing process? How has that changed?
I don't really think it has. Generally, when I was writing songs in the Fallaways, I was doing most of the writing. Occasionally, I would have one of the boys come in and play a part or something, but I generally had a very large vision for what I wanted, anyways.
Mhm.
So like now that I don't have that, it's kind of almost gotten my chops up. Like I've done a few songs where I did all like the guitars and everything. I mean, like I'd still get my buddy to play drums because he's a phenomenal drummer, and he can just
Okay.
do MIDI drums or whatever and send them back to me. Paul Miner, shout out, amazing drummer, amazing drummer. And then my buddy Mike would just record bass for me too, which is super rad to have around. But generally, I wouldn't be doing like guitar solos or stuff back then. But now I've gotten a few of those under my belt where I
Cool.
listen back and I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Like, I
man.
played like
That's sick.
I'm not a lead guitar player, but I've made some cool shit happen. So it's kind of given me a little more confidence in that sense, I think, as well.
Right. Sick.
Um,
That's great.
but Cone and I essentially I'll get a demo to where I'm stoked with it, and then I'll send it to Cone because Cone is like, he's the producer, and he's always got the greatest ideas. He's been super busy lately, so it's kind of like he'll be like, I have an idea, and then like 3 weeks later he'll send me the idea, and I'm like, by that time I've listened to the song so much that it's like, I don't know, as a songwriter, it's once you really get it ingrained in your head, it's so hard to like think in a different context. But he's always
Totally.
bringing so many awesome ideas to the table. So like I'm just super grateful to have Cone along, and then Leon as well from the Lazies, from Bandwagon. Him and I will have a writing session every once in a while, but it's generally I'll bring the foundation, like I'll bring like 80% of a song that I'm really stoked on, and then we'll change a couple things, and it always just brings it to that next level. And when I first started songwriting, I was almost, I don't know, offended when people would give me advice, but I've
Mhm.
just learned to, constructive criticism is everything, and it's about the
Yeah.
song. Whatever serves the song, I don't care. Like it, whatever makes that song the best that it can be, the most relatable that it can be, as long as it's still got that primary principle of what you're trying to get across. I'm just, yeah, super grateful to have awesome people around to work with, to collab with. But for the
Mhm.
most part, yeah, I've been doing a lot of songwriting, especially for acoustic stuff. Sometimes a song, like a complete song, will pour out of me, and I'll send it to Cohen. I'll be like, "This is great. That's it."
Sick. Yeah.
So
Wicked.
yeah.
That's gonna feel good too.
Oh yeah, it definitely does, especially an acoustic song, because like I said, when I first started, that was never something that I thought I would be good at either. But yeah, things have been very real in my life for the last 6 months. So I have real things to talk about, real things to sing about, real things to write about. So I think it's just been coming more sincerely, the songwriting, which is a big thing. I think when it was like early Fallaways, it was just more of party rock, which is still fun, but it's getting to a point now where there's a clear message, and we all have our struggles. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. If you think you're perfect, you're the problem. Nobody's perfect. And I think that's just something that we need to just like admit. Like obviously we learn from our mistakes, but if we can't make mistakes, how do we learn in life? Um, yeah, songwriting, honesty. I think that's been the biggest thing. Just making it very sincere, and a clear consensus of what I'm talking about, which has come a lot easier lately.
For sure, yeah. I think that gives like the listener really honesty in songs. Really gives like those are the kinds of songs that I just like gravitate toward and believe more. I guess like you
It's
actually
it,
feel the song more.
it's what you can relate to, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
I can listen to a song and be like, this is a great song. The melodies are great. Everything's great. But I feel like what the guy's talking about, he's never fucking been through. I
yes,
can
yeah,
I can I can hear the bullshit in people's writing, and I mean, sometimes you got to write a story because there's nothing really going on that you're going through, I guess, which is fine, but
hmm
I connect so heavily with when I hear a song and I'm like, that's real.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's what
absolutely,
sets a great song apart for me. I think, take the pain, turn it into art.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. Uh, okay, well, yeah, you already covered this a little bit with this new project allowing you to jump on and feature on other songs, collaborate with anyone really. You've done so now. You've touched into the EDM world. But I was curious to know who would you absolutely love to do a collaboration with right now?
I would
Let's do
love
that.
to write a song with Derek if Cone, you know, if Cone sees enough potential in me, maybe one day he'll set that up.
Hmm
I would love to write a song with Derek. I think like I said, like some of the reasons that I'm in music are his songs. So I think that would be pretty amazing, and that would, just be another step in the right direction for me. Um and then Johnny from Highly Suspect, I think would be more of a far fetched one, just because I don't have a relationship with anybody in that crowd, I guess you could say.
Right.
But I love his writing style. Honest. He's you know talks about the bullshit. His voice is amazing. He's a phenomenal guitar player. He's just a super talented dude.
hmm
But oh man, I could go on and on and on. Even Adam Gontier, like the original singer from 3 Days Grace. I would
Yeah.
love to work on a song with Adam. Super talented guy. Whenever I watch live videos of him, I'm like, fuck you, dude. The guy slays. Actually, the first concert. So I grew up in a really small town. I never went to a real concert until I was, I think, 15 with my best friend. We went to Prince George, or was he living in Prince George at the time? Not sure, but 3 Days Grace was a headliner.
Oh wow.
And the used was supposed to open, but they bailed the day before, and I was really into the used at the time, and also
Yeah.
3 Days Grace. The used bailed, and I think Default replaced them. Which, I mean, at the time I wasn't hugely into that, but like looking back now, Default's phenomenal band.
Hmm.
But yeah, 3 Days Grace was one of the first legitimate concert that I ever saw. So it would just be another
That's pretty
it
sick.
would be another full circle moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And Adam
absolutely.
actually follows me on Instagram. I'm pretty sure, unless maybe he unfollowed me. I don't know. Who knows? But he definitely followed us while we were in Toronto working with Cohen. So it's
Again,
it's in reach. It's so
it's
close.
in it's so
It's
close.
so close.
It sounds like you've been working on like a ton of shit, and it sounds like you have music ready to release or very close to release. When can we expect to hear something from Koster?
So there's 3 songs that are done. Um, and basically the goal right now is to go to Toronto and land a deal of some sort. Cone and I have so much music. Like, we're sitting on so many good songs that are just keep
Hmm.
getting better and better and better. But I'm at the point in my life. I'm 27 now. I didn't. I'm happy with where I am. I've worked really hard to get here. I'm stoked to be launching a new project now rather than
Hmm.
if I was 30 or something. That would just be a
Hmm.
little like, um, but I really want to start this thing off with a full album. I really do. So the goal is to go to Toronto, do the showcase. We're gonna fucking blow the roof off the place. I know that. The set
Hmm.
is bonkers. Um, and then hopefully land a recording deal.
Sick.
That's kind of the goal. I know that's what Cone's pushing towards as well. Because Cone really wants to do the full album with me. I think Cone and I work very well together in terms of the producers that I've worked with in the past. He's like right down the middle of like right where I want to be. Keeps
Hmm.
like keeps the rawness of the song, but he makes it polished just enough.
Hmm.
Because I find if you polish a song too much, it just becomes mechanical
Yeah.
a little bit. Um, which is great for some kinds of music, but for my personal taste and the way that I want to create the art, I like to have a little bit of that flawed appeal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That authenticity, right?
exactly, exactly.
Cool. Okay. And for the showcase, how is this all going to be new songs that you'll be performing?
A bunch of new songs, and then kind of my favorites that I've written with the old group.
Hmm.
Um, basically, I've just constructed like this perfect flowing set in my
Cool.
mind, and the guys that I've got on board to come do it with me are very stoked about it too. Which
Sick.
they're top notch musicians, which I just so stoked.
Cool. Yeah,
um,
man. Let's list off the guys. Tell me where they're from, what they
okay,
do.
okay. I would love to. Okay, so Paul Miner, the guy I said was doing drums, like incredible drummer. I met him in college. Every time I see him, I'm like, you're the tightest drummer I've ever met in my life. And I've met so many drummers, but like he teaches drums for a living now too. Like he's phenomenal. Paul, love you, bro. Um, and then my hometown hero, Matt Matthews. So he was like the guitarist that was doing all the band shit when I was in high school, and I was like almost envious. I didn't really know Matt very well, actually. He was 2 grades ahead of me, but he was killing it. Like, he's a phenomenal guitar player, phenomenal. And he's still living in Burns Lake, and him and I have been writing a lot together. Like, he writes a lot of lead guitar parts for me. And yeah, so I basically organized to get him down here as well, which is it's gonna be a long trip for him because he's in Burns Lake, which is 12 hours from Vancouver. But
Oh
he's
shit.
he's gonna do it, and I'm just so stoked to get him into like a good spotlight because man,
Absolutely.
he deserves it. He works so hard. He's such a good dude. Such a good dude. Um and yeah, I'm just super stoked to have like a hometown guy with me as well. Like it's almost bewildering to me honestly because I never really thought that I'd write music with people from my small hometown again.
Yeah.
So he's on lead guitar and then I got my buddy Brett from the Vito's, one of my favorite bands for a very long time now, playing bass, and he's a phenomenal singer too. So he's gonna be crushing some of those harmonies. Him and Paul the
Okay.
drummer, are gonna be doing a lot of the harmonies. Um, Super stoked to have him on board. He's just a great guy to be around too. Great presence. Great stage presence as well, which is like that's a big thing for me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um, And then my buddy Gaz, I actually just met Gaz probably in the last year here. Him and I worked together at one of the shops that I was burning myself out at for a while.
Okay.
But Gaz is a super talented guitar player. He is generally playing in the country scene, but he's definitely like a rock guy at heart. So
Okay.
I feel like in a way I'm just like unleashing the beast,
Mm-hmm.
which is like you know what I mean? Like it's just like y- it's gonna be good. There's gonna be like a
Yeah.
fire behind everybody, and
Hell yeah, man. That's sick.
yeah,
So how did you pick these dudes? Is it like it sounds like a lot of them like you met or you've known forever? Or was it just like instantly you're like, oh, I gotta get Matt, I gotta get Paul, gotta bring in Brett.
a lot of the guys I've known for a while. A lot of the guys I didn't think would even do it, honestly. um, so like to have them all on board and be stoked to do it, that's pretty special for me, honestly. But yeah, it's like the position I'm in now. It's kind of cool in that sense because I can handpick everybody.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
which is very relieving, and it's you know, I had super talented guys playing in the Fallaways as well, but I just kind of know the perfect place for everybody for this
Mm-hmm.
lineup. And
Yeah.
this is just for now for the showcase, and like who knows what'll happen down the line, but just to start it off with this, we're gonna be hitting it off with a bang.
Do you foresee like when you get that the deal and you start recording, maybe these guys stay on full time?
Yeah, who knows? I already told Matt, like my buddy from my hometown, and Paul too. Like you guys are playing on the record
Yeah.
because first of all, Matt just such a good guy, and I want to give him something that he can rely on down the road, and like you know, just having some performance royalties if any of the songs take off, it's just a little bit of assurance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then who knows what happens from there? But yeah, Paul's a phenomenal drummer, and I would just be honored to have him play on it. And yeah, whoever, you know, like, of course, I would love each and every one of them to play on the record. It also comes down to, you know, their personal life. Brett's super busy with the vetoes, obviously. So, you know, I imagine he's going to be busy doing that, which is totally understandable. Vetoes are an amazing band. Amazing band. And then, yeah, I would love to have Gaz play on the record too. But, you know, time will tell.
Cool. So yeah, man, I want to know a bit more about your relationship with Cone because obviously it was one of those things with you know how they say like never meet your heroes.
Yeah,
And
they say never meet your heroes, but like meet Cone
yeah,
because he's like
exactly.
I have met some of my heroes, and honestly, they've all been pretty cool. Some of them have been hard asses and gotten my ass into shape, which like I respect that too. I can respect that. But even Cone's beat my ass into shape in ways for sure. But Cone is just such a down to earth dude, and he's believed in me from the start. We've you know, like we kind of went through that whole situation together, and we've still been writing song after song together, working on music. And he's just, yeah, I think it's kind of lighting a fire in him too. I think he kind of sees how good of a producer he really is, because man, he's great. He's a really good producer, and I genuinely mean that. I mean, like, you never really know what to expect,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to like your specific art with somebody else working on it. It can go a thousand different ways, but yeah, I mean, Cone and he's been super busy because Sum 41's got a tour coming up. But for a while, we would basically be texting every day, working on songs, doing a call every couple of weeks, and you know, it's one of the funny moments was I had a hernia when I first went to Toronto
Oh
and
shit.
recorded with him, and then must have been in August or something. He called me. He's like, "Hey man, I think I got a hernia. Can you give me some advice?" And we were just kind of bonding over having hernias together, which is fucking hilarious.
Hernia homies.
Hernia homies. Um, I don't know, man. No, man. Cone is a super down to earth guy. He is straight to the point. He doesn't fuck around. I don't need anybody that's gonna fuck around. Um, and he's just super stoked on the project, which is all I can ask of him.
That's great, man. Yeah, it's really amazing that he, like he's just like been with you through like, yeah, the band breaking up, still sticking with you, still like wanting to work with you, and just being there for you, which is that says so much about him without him really, being here right now to talk in
100%.
this
Yeah,
in this
no,
interview.
he's a stand-up guy, and he knows that I put the work in, man. He knows that, and I think that's why he's still around. Um, and I really appreciate him for that. I really do. I'm never gonna forget that. Um, there's been times too when he's like, like if I go on tour, like, I don't mind if you record the other songs with somebody else, and I'm like, fuck off. You're doing the songs. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I
you're
will
the
wait
guy.
for you, Cone. But no, seriously, he is one of the more inspiring folks. Yeah, I have so much respect for him for sticking with me through all the bullshit, and he clearly sees something in the songwriting that I've been presenting. And yeah, I mean, from day one, the first phone call that I had with Cone, it was on Zoom actually with Leon, and he was basically, what did he say? He's like, "Bro, I wake up every morning, and I'm just like, I'm humming Situational in my head," which is one of the songs we did together. And I'm just like, fuck, it's fucked up. Cone from Sum 41.
Let's promote the showcase. When is it? Where is it?
So showcase is going to be at the Bovine Sex Club, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day in Toronto. Basically flying out all the boys. Gonna be broke, so let's get a record deal going here, guys. Let's do it. But some cool bands on the bill. I believe Buffalo Bill, the opening band, which is funny, on the bill. Buffalo Bill on the bill. Followed by Drop Top Alibi, I believe, and then the Koster show goes on, and Jailbirds are headlining.
Cool.
And the whole show is presented by Andy from Revive the Rose from Snare Guy Records. Love that guy. Super cool guy. Very grateful to have him, supporting the new project and giving me the opportunity to debut my show at, not only at an awesome show, but at a great slot for the show too, because that's going to be a huge factor. But yeah, we're hopefully going to get a bunch of industry folks out there. Maybe some agents. We'll see what happens. There's a whole team working on it. I got the ladies at Looters that you obviously know working behind the scenes. I got my manager Greg working. Shout out Greg. Honestly, dude, the guy is just like been so calm through everything, and he's just kept me on track. So shout out Greg. You're awesome. I appreciate you very much. Shout out Leon for everything. we're setting some stuff up with some radio stations and stuff like that, just to promote the hell out of it. But yeah, so just gonna be a one show deal in Toronto, and we'll see what happens from there, I suppose.
Is it just like an industry event or open to the public?
No, it's just like it's a show, but essentially we're just gonna use it as our showcase.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Copy.
So bring your A game, other bands.
Cool. Yeah. So I'll just I will remember to. This is a note for myself when I edit this. Frank, remember to put the link for the tickets.
Are you gonna be there?
I am absolutely going to be there unless I'm working, but I will be there.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It's going to be a bit different because I have gone sober starting Jan 1, and it was just going to be for January, and now we're almost halfway through Feb, and I'm still.
I've been sober for honestly ever since the launch got confirmed. I just like my voice was pooched. So basically ever since I started living with by myself here, like I got like my landlord that lives beside me, and it's kind of like hear me when I'm singing and stuff. So I haven't been like singing too much,
Mhm.
but I didn't realize how much your voice does not stay in shape.
Right.
So like I got my vocal teacher Gord, absolute legend. He's got me back on track, but I didn't do any lessons for like the whole Christmas break, and then I went back there once everything got confirmed, and I could barely hit anything, and I was like, oh my
shit.
god. And then I just that night I started hitting the gym super hard, like doing all these exercises like daily that he's given me, and just getting my cardio up. And the next day I went in there and just flawlessly destroyed every song, and he was like, what? Like what'd you do in the last week? But it's just good to know that I can really dial myself in that way. So I've been avoiding the booze, been avoiding the pot, and I'm gonna keep on that straight and narrow just so I can crush this set out
Hey man, that's
the
great.
best that I can.
Love hearing it, man. I love hearing it. Are you going to be staying at that same house in Ajax when you?
You bet.
Okay,
Mel, shout out Mel.
Yes, let's talk about this a little bit, man. Because when you guys came down last time to do that, do the recording, and we came and partied with you, what a sweet lady!
She's so awesome. She's putting
degenerates.
She's got 5 degenerates just living in her house, and she's so Mel. You're so awesome. Seriously, I don't know how you deal with us, but we obviously try to be as respectful as we can. But we're 5 musicians, like. We're kind of degenerates by heart, but she puts up with us. And some nights we'd even be at like the rehearsal studio, and she'd be like, "Hey, I made dinner. Like, there's dinner for you when you get home." And I'm like, "Stop! Like,
oh my god,
you've done enough." But yeah, I'm super excited to see Mel. So much love for Mel. I might actually move into her little basement suite downstairs when I actually go to Toronto. Just so I can kind of get my feet under me, because moving to a new city like that across the country is gonna be a lot. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, super amazing woman, and very excited to see her and rock out with her at the show.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I've got to make sure to let Caleb know about this too. He will definitely want to come.
Oh, Caleb, yeah. I was actually messaging him not too long ago. Once I'm like living in Toronto, I definitely want to, because Caleb's in what, Peterborough?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm in Pickering, it's not that far away, is it?
No, you're pretty much halfway there.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll just go jam with him weekly.
Absolutely, man.
I love that man. Love that.
Did you ever see the clips that he
posted
that night? Yeah, not the ones he posted. The ones that when he took the camera into the bathroom with him.
Yeah.
Did you see the clip?
When he threw up?
Yep.
I thought we were the degenerates, Caleb.
Oh my god, man. I walked into the bathroom because I was like, oh man, he's gonna break this camera. What is he doing? And he goes in there and he's like chugging the thing, he throws up, and he's like talking to the camera, and I'm like, Caleb, man, the mic's not turned on. And he's like, what? He actually had to do it twice.
He threw up twice?
Yeah, man.
You're an animal, dude.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
Caleb is such a
guys.
beautiful soul. I love that guy, man. He's great.
Cool, man. All right, now we're going to come into a little bit of like a speed round.
Okay.
Right. Where were you born?
Switzerland.
Do you speak German?
Beats. A little bit.
Do you still have family there?
Yeah, so essentially just my parents and my sister and I live in Canada. The rest of my family, they're all in Switzerland.
When last were you over there?
I want to say I was like 12. I was supposed to go in 2020 for my half sister's wedding, but she actually wanted me to sing Wonderwall at her wedding, which is fucking hilarious. But with COVID, it just all got canceled, which was really defeating.
Whereabouts in Switzerland do they all live?
I was born. I grew up in a little town called Reichenbach. The rest of them, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's been so long. I think my grandma is in Winterthur.
What is your best memory of Switzerland, of the motherland?
Okay, so me and my dad went back last time that I was there, and we went to the Alps, and we hit up the Rodelbahn. So essentially, the Rodelbahn is like a metal slide, but you sit in like a little go-kart, and all it's got is a little brake, and you just fucking fly down a mountain. It's insane. Like, it's literally the most insane shit. That was probably one of my favorite memories going back. And then the other one, my dad's best friend, or one of them, had a Berner Sennenhund, which is like a Bernese mountain dog, but the short-haired version. And I just like, I fell in love with that dog, man. And I pestered my parents for years when I got back. And then we finally got a Bernese mountain dog, and they still have her today. Her name's Blaise.
Would you say that's the coolest place you've ever visited, or would there be something else?
Switzerland? Honestly, one of them for sure. I'm just very proud to be Swiss too. Like, I'm very, like, if I'm watching like the Olympics and like Switzerland wins at anything, I'm like, they have like no people in that country and they're winning. That's something. Like, I don't know, man. Like, even like when the hockey games happen and like Canada would play Switzerland, everybody in my high school would be like, Switzerland's gonna get crushed. And like, usually they did. I remember one year we won 2-1, and I was like, fuck all of you. But shout out Canada too. You guys are great too. Yeah, I'm super I'm a patriot, I guess, in that sense.
Sweet. What is the craziest party you've ever been to?
Probably one of the house parties that we had at the Fallaways house. The first one that we threw, it's like our house. I don't know if you know Vancouver. Our house is like, it was in like Coquitlam, which is like a ways away. It's not downtown Vancouver or anything. But this is when we shot the dumb video, the party that we shot the dumb video at. And I started like promoting it online and stuff. And I was like, yeah, maybe like 50 people would show up. I swear there was like over 150 people there through the night. And we were in Justin's room at one point. His was like under the living room, and the living room is where all the bands played. And the fucking ceiling was just like, there's like dust coming down. And I'm like, we fucked up. It was super cool. Yeah, that was just super rad. And there's so many people that I didn't even know, or I had no affiliation with, that showed up. But yeah, it was cool.
When did you start making music?
With my buddy in grade 6, I was in class, was not paying attention, and the music teacher was like, "Who wants to be the drummer?" And everybody raised their hands. So like, wasn't paying attention, raised my hand, and he's like, "You." And then he like let me borrow the school drum kit and shit, and then I just got super into it because I think I had like discovered like Sum 41 on Much Music and stuff that year as well. So I just got super inspired by it. And then me and my buddy Quinn in high school, like in grade 8, we entered the Alternative Arts Fest, and we won first place. Like we were pretty trash, but we won first place. We won viewers vote, and like it was like $400, but when you're in grade 8, you're just like fucking on top of the world. So that kind of like sparked a little more of the musical journey, I suppose.
What is your favorite cuisine?
I recently, and within the last year, discovered Chipotle, and that is just right on. Chipotle, right on, very good.
Who is the newest artist you've come across that you've been listening to a lot?
Oh, who do I pick? I mean, I got really into Mod Sun's album over the last year. I thought it was very cool the way that he kind of he was like more of like a hip hop guy, but he went a little bit pop punk now as well. He's dating Avril Lavigne, I think, and a lot of it is just like Spotify gives me one song, and I'll just, you know what I mean? Like I've got 1,000 bands. Also one of my favorite artists right now, sorry, is Kenny Hoopla. Kenny Hoopla. Fucking love Kenny Hoopla. I don't know why I couldn't think of that, but I love that guy's music. Super good.
What is the last TV show you binged?
Ozarks. Very good. Very good. Ozarks and Yellowstone, I think, are two of the best series in television right now, personally.
If you're at a pub, what will we find in your glass?
Caesar.
If you could be any animal, what would it be?
Probably like an elephant. Other than like poachers, like you're not really scared of anybody. Like don't fuck around. I'll trample you, bro.
If you could learn any new instrument, what would it be?
I don't know, maybe like saxophone or something, just like right out of the box, or like a violin, fiddle would be cool.
If you couldn't be Jay Coster, who would you be?
I don't know, man. I'm pretty content with being myself and rolling with that.
Do you have an irrational fear?
I don't like spiders. Man, like 6 months ago, I was sleeping and I felt something on my neck and I was like, oh, like I've had that happen before and like nothing. And I was like, fucking smacked something and I felt it. And oh my God, I lost it. And I got up and I turned the light off and there's this big squash spider, like this big fucking thing on my bed. I couldn't sleep for a long time. I was disturbed.
Do you have a mantra or motto that you live by?
Hard work and persistence, man. Just what it's all about.
If you could form a supergroup and you're the singer, who else is in the band?
I'd probably get Cone on bass for sure. I would get I really like Elvis from Fiddler's guitar playing. Get him in on that. And then for drums, I mean, like I think the Rev from Avenged Sevenfold, who is unfortunately not with us anymore, if that was a possibility, that guy was just an inspiration to say the least. And his vocals, like fuck, get out of here.
What would you call the band?
Free beer. Free beer tonight at 7 p.m. Who's not going to show up? Who's not going to go to that?
What is the most underrated band right now?
I mean, Car Thief, what up? Seriously, Car Thief, the band I'm playing bass for, is very, very stoked on their songwriting. But Dinosaur Pileup, I mean, they've kind of gained a lot of recognition over the last couple of years. But another one is Gender Roles. I think they're from the UK. They have a song called You Look Like Death, and it's just such a banger. And the vocal line he does in the chorus, like, I don't know if it's even possible to do it in one breath, but he does it, and it's like, it's just astonishing.
When you're getting ready to perform, what is your pre-stage ritual?
A lot of jumping around and getting my body moving. We used to do this thing, our buddy Kai Montana, shout out, used to come up before every show, and he'd be like, I don't know, give us a little pump up spiel, and then 3, 2, 1, and we just do like the most aggressive yell we could do, like right before, like when we're on side stage. So everybody's like, what the fuck are they doing? Really gets you like into the moment though. Yeah, maybe we'll try that when we're in Toronto.
What is the last song you listened to on your phone?
Cowboys Don't Cry by Oliver Tree.
Sort your favorite Sum 41 albums from favorite to...
I mean, All Killer No Filler is, let's just do top 3. How about that? Number 1, I would go All Killer No Filler. Number 2, I would do Chuck. Fuck, top 4, I guess. Number 3, it's a toss-up, but I think I would honestly go Screaming Bloody Murder would be my third, actually. I really liked that album because it was different. There's some really cool songs on it. And the song Jessica Kill, we did in our medley. Impossible for me to sing because it's so high. Jesus Christ, Derek, stop it. Singing so high. Number 4 would be Underclass Hero.
Burns Lake. That's the small town you're from? How big is Burns Lake?
3,000 people.
Best thing to do in Burns Lake.
Pit party. Or if you're looking to spend some time alone, like anywhere, you can do that because you can't do that in Vancouver. That was one thing I really didn't appreciate, but like going back now, I can go to like a lake and just hang out there with a couple buddies. That's it.
Yeah, I know this went on a bit longer than than I said it would, but it's always a pleasure chatting with you, Jay.
It certainly is. And seriously, we're going to do that Switzerland trip together. That sounds epic.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That sounds so great. A couple Swiss boys in the homeland, What's better than that?
Hell yeah. Awesome, dude. Well, fuck yeah, man. I'm super stoked to see you in March and see the new shit. I guess we will have that might be a special occasion. We could have a beer, I think. We might allow ourselves.
Dude, yeah, after that show, I'm having a beer. Okay, so right before I go on that show, I'm going to have a tequila shot. I've planned this out in my head, just one to really get fired up. And then after that show, I'm not going to get trashed, but I'm going to get a little loosey-goosey for sure.
Yeah,
I've worked hard towards it, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Cool, buddy. Well, yeah, I'm so fucking excited. Can't wait to see you. And
likewise, man. Likewise. I'm very excited. You stay busy, stay well, and we'll keep in touch until the show comes up.
Sounds good, bro.
All right, brother. Take care.
All right. Cheers, man.